Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Red Dead Redemption, a third-person YEEE cowboy shooter made by Rockstar Games. It takes place in the old American Southwest, back before they put down their guns and bullets for blockchain tech and Patagonia vests. Between the main game and Undead Nightmare, we got 51 trophies to earn, including 2 trophies tied to 100%ing both games. But don't worry, I'm known for finishing things, and early too.
What did he say?
In this game, we play as an outlaw turned bounty hunter named John Marston, a man whose family is being held by them Fed boys, just like how I'm being held hostage by this pause screen.
I just want to pause and lower the volume. Please.
After suffering for a while, the train stops in a town called Armadillo, and I get to work on our first trophy, that government boy, where all we gotta do is meet an old friend called Bill. Well, that went well. Not even 30 seconds after dying, I'm already getting looted. I eventually wake up and meet my savior, a rancher named Bonnie, and get to work repaying her for her kindness. The next few missions were tutorials on how to do basic things like ride a horse, aim a gun, murder a family of rabbits, you know, stuff like that. I keep doing these missions until I eventually got a ride back to Armadillo, where I get to work gathering a crew to help me take down old Buddy Bill back in the fort. I start by helping the local sheriff. He agrees to help with Bill if I help him with a couple problems. While solving these, problems, I earned my next trophy, the Gunslinger, for scoring a headshot using expert targeting mode. That's the default aim mode on PC, so basically, I got a trophy for my first headshot. I returned to town after that and did some bounties to earn a little cash. The government expects me to murk Bill, but doesn't give me any money to do it, because that would be smart, and the government is anything but that. I got the Clemency Pays trophy when I returned for bringing in a bounty alive. I also grabbed a side quest while I was in Armadillo, and upon completion, I got another achievement. We'll get more trophies related to these stranger missions later on, but for now, it's back to the story. While we're working on these story missions, there is one trophy we gotta keep our eye out for. A missable one called Spur to Victory. For this one we have to complete 20 missions with the same horse to get the trophy, but as long as I don't do anything stupid to old Bessie here... Okay, I need a new horse. And kneecaps. After pancaking old Bessie, I grabbed a new horse and continued working on story missions. I met this snake old salesman called Wes Dickens and this grave robber called Seth. Their job is going to be to sneak us into the fort later, but while out and about completing quests for them, I unlocked the He Cleans Up Well trophy for buying and equipping the elegant suit. Yep, that's all I did. I then met another interesting fellow who would help us get into Bill's fort later. See this crazy drunk? Yeah, he's an Irishman named Irish, and he knows how to get his military-grade Gatling guns. All he's missing is the red hair, man. After helping Mr. Irish locate and secure a Gatling gun, we regroup with the gang as we begin to hash out a plan to storm the fort. Seth is going to be our inside man. He looks funny and dances, so Bill's gang will probably let him in. He then gets our friend Snake-O a man in. He does the talking and driving while we hide in the wagon to surprise the motherfuckers. Sheriff and his boys will come help when shit hits the fan. We embark on the plan and get into the base without a problem. Wes Dickens does his thing and gathers a small crowd right in front of me, where I proceed to swiftly unload into the— wait. Huh? I shoot them. I shoot them well. And they retreat back into the base. This is where Sheriff and the deputies come in. They're here to help me clear out the fort. Oh, and to throw the mission for me. After a quick reload, I finish clearing the base and deal with all the reinforcements. The deputies let me know Bill escaped, further proving their incompetence, but one of the captured gang members says Bill escaped to Mexico yesterday. After the cutscene ends, I get the trophy and set my sights on Mexico. I guess it's time to hop the fence.
I'm over top! No!
Before heading off to Mexico, I finish any remaining side missions, as well as buy all the properties I can for the 100% trophy later. I then got the Austin Overpowered trophy for clearing out the last remaining gang camps in the northwestern part of the map. And while out and about, I also ran into this poor lost lady in the freezing cold rain. She looked like she needed some help, so I did what any gentleman would do. I tied her up and threw in front of a moving train for a trophy. Then a wolf came up and bit my ass. I guess that's karma. In order to get to Mexico, we need to cross the river. But we got a problem as the protagonist, John, doesn't know how to swim. But no worries, our boy Irish here has a flawless plan to get us there. A little raft and rope. Yeah, it works for about 20 seconds. After distributing some lead rations to the unfortunate, I commandeer some horses and ride into the Mexico sunset while listening to some banging tunes. Unfortunately, it's copyrighted, so here's something equally as cool. I ride into town and get to work on story missions. There are a lot of them in Mexico. And I mean a lot. These filler are killer, man. But at least I got the Spur to Victory trophy for completing 20 story missions without changing or turning my horse into another pancake. I also earned the Bullseye trophy for getting 250 headshots. I got this by murking lawmen. I was trying to get to the lowest honor rank as I unlocked a cool dark horse. After hours and hours of unaliving folk, I eventually got to it, but I find out it's one of the slowest horses out there. I don't even know why I did this. One quick Google search would have saved me hours.
I'm kinda retarded.
So far, the story mission had us helping the rebels fight off the army. But once I was finished with their quest line, I headed off to Escalera to help the army fight off the rebels. I'm helping both sides of the same conflict. I guess John swings both ways in Mexico. But what I want to see is the long arm of Marston, if you get what I'm trying to say. The trophy for getting long arm kills. That's what I want to see swing up. Get your mind at the gutter, boy. Evil Spirits is the next trophy on our list, with it tasking us with clearing out 2 hideouts. I already cleared out Tumbleweed before, so I headed off to the second one, Tesoro Azul. The trophy popped after I murked this last bozo and freed the hostage. I then get back to helping the army, who eventually decide to backstab me instead of ratting out Bill. Damn, Bill's got some contacts in Mexico. The snakes were gonna murk us, but we got saved by this rebel leader named Abraham. I saved this guy earlier, so I guess we're even. I then switched teams back over to the rebels, who were surprisingly chill with me given the fact that I just murdered hundreds of their bros hours ago. Anyways, they agreed to lead me to another past gang member that I need to capture, Javier Escuela. We ride out to an army base called Presidio, blow the gates, and meet up with Javier inside. After a little catching up, he makes a pathetic attempt to escape before I manage to hog time. I grab him and hand him to the Fed boys, earning us the Sons of Mexico trophy. And after that, we storm the capital and chase down Bill, who somehow has enough riz to get in with the dictator of Mexico. I never would have guessed that. Anyways, we stopped his escape attempt and murked him, earning us the No More Fancy Words achievement. The northeastern part of the map unlocks after completing Mexico, which includes the Great Plains area. The first thing I do is go to the plains and shoot some bison, as any good man of this era would. I also meet the locals in Blackwater. What interesting people.
Oh my god, what do you mean howdy? Jesus Christ, see ya.
While in town, I also hit up the local gun store and buy me a Mauser. Doing so unlocked the Exquisite Taste trophy for buying my first rare gun. I decided to test out my newly acquired Mauser and some hideouts. Clearing out the bases got me another trophy too, called Instant Asshole or something, I'm not sure. And I also got the More Than a Fistful trophy for earning 10 grand. You know, selling bison meat from before got me to 10k. That's gotta be manifest destiny or something. Playing more story missions eventually introduces us to Dutch, our old gang leader and a man who always has a plan. His current plan is to try robbing a bank in town with his crew, but things turn sour quickly. Dutch tries to run, but with the help of a coked out racist and a dope guy named Nastas, we track him down to his base in the mountains. But we're gonna need some help to take this place out. I get a trophy upon completing the mission. Before I start the next one though, I decide to take in the new sights, during which I get introduced to some of the local wildlife.
Don't touch me! Don't touch me! No!
While out here, the bears did not stop spawning, so I took advantage of the circumstances by game ending and skinning 18 of them for the barely legal trophy. I also got the People Are Still Strange trophy for completing my 15th side mission. Oh, I just got that last joke. 18 years old is barely legal. I'm sorry. The last few story missions have us working with the military. I'm here to help them negotiate with the natives. They, in return, agreed to help me negotiate with Dutch's front door, and to help me clear out the place. After fighting through a couple waves of enemies, I eventually make my way up to Dutch, who, in final bad guy fashion, uses a comically large and out-of-place machine gun to try and stop me. Dutch forgot one key thing though, everything here is made out of fucking wood. After a quick chase, I corner him up on a cliff. We have a brief conversation about the good old days before Dutch jumps and unfortunately fails to water bucket clutch. What a noob. I get the Benefits of Civilization trophy shortly after the mission completes, and I get reunited with my family that was held hostage. My lovely wife Abigail, my kid son Jack, and a random guy named Uncle. Wait, who the f*** are you, dog? The next few story missions are chill ones where I spend time with the family doing chores. It's like the tutorial all over again. So much fun. Eventually though, the good times must come to an end as we go for our next trophy, Into the Sunset. While chilling at home with the fam, we get ambushed as the army sends some troops to eliminate the final evil of the Dutch Vanderling gang, John Marston. That's us, by the way. We fight them off for a while, but eventually, we all know what happens. John gets turned into a goddamn shooting dummy and I get stuck playing as annoying kid son Jack. This is truly the worst timeline. The first thing I did as Jack was play poker for 2 hours straight. I then proceed to kill every bison in the Great Plains to vent my frustration. This got me the Manifest Destiny trophy and a one-way ticket to the Hornman's crib. I reloaded a save afterwards. I then tried this horseshoe game out and got a super lucky bank shot ringer. I also finally used this map that I forgot about, which unlocked another trophy for discovering every location in the game. With all that done, I then headed out tracking down our old friend Edgar Ross, aka Mr. Fed Boys. We reminisce for a bit before Jackaboy finally gets revenge for his There we go, I got my revenge. Even with the main story complete, we still have 14 achievements to get. So I got to work with the first on our list, High Roller, a trophy for winning 2,000 chips in a single hand of poker. Yeah, this one was a nightmare. I played for hours trying to get this naturally, but eventually I caved and cheesed it. Kind of. You see, the best way to get this trophy is to go to Blackwater, save the game, and start a match at the table below. Then, go all in on 1,000 chips. Most fold, but if you keep trying, eventually one of the low IQ NPCs will call you and also go all in. If you lose, you reload the save, but sooner or later you'll win a round and get the trophy. The next trophy I earned was also gambling related, but much easier. No dice is earned for completing a single game of Liar's Dice without losing a single die. To be honest, I forgot how to play this game. I just got lucky and earned the trophy on my second game ever. Up next is Axe Master, a trophy related to completing all Tomahawk challenges. I got rank 1 for unlocking the throwing weapon, and rank 2 after throwing, meleeing, and horseback throwing with the Tomahawk. Rank 3 was a struggle as I had to hit a moving bird, but I eventually got it, as well as the 4th rank for throwing 5 tomahawks in a row without missing. For the final rank, I had to clear out a gang hideout with only tomahawks. I was already halfway through Pike's base and hideout, so I got rank 5 and unlocked the trophy shortly after clearing it out. I also got the In a Hail of Bullets trophy for game-ending 500 enemies with sidearms. And after all that combat, I decided to take a break and break some horses for a trophy called Bucking Awesome, where we need to tame all 3 legendary horses. I got super lucky and broke a Kentucky Saddler back when I was doing a mission for Bonnie, and I got the next legendary, a Hungarian half-bred, down in Mexico real quick. But the last one took me a while. This stinky motherfucker had me roaming Blackwater for half an hour, but I eventually found one and broke it, earning me my bucking trophy. After that, I replayed an old combat mission in order to get a gold medal. Not gonna lie, it had me questioning myself. How did I play through the entire game and not get a single mission gold? Oh, right.
I'm kind of retarded.
I then focused on completing all challenges for the 100% trophy. While doing the hunting challenges, I got the Unnatural Selection trophy after murking a bobcat. You get this trophy for hunting every animal in the game, and shortly after that, I finished off the last hunter challenges, earning me the Frontiersman trophy. I also completed the treasure hunter challenges, which got me enough money to buy the explosive rifle and get started on the Master Exploder trophy. That's a crazy name. This challenge tree only has 5 easy steps. 1. Buy the gun. 2. Shoot guys behind cover. 3. Get a 3-piece. 4. 2 coyotes, 1 bullet, and 5. Role-playing as the army dealing with natives. I get challenged to a duel right after the last achievement, and upon winning it, I return to Max Honor. This unlocks the Man of Honor trophy for having Max Fame and Honor at the same time. I can be Max Honor and Max Fame, but so long as I'm stuck playing as this gosh darn kid, I'll never be max happy again. As a newly made Max Honor man, I get to work on our next trophy and instantly lose all that honor. But I need to though in order to get a $5,000 bounty, as pardoning a bounty that big gets us the Friends in High Places trophy. So I get to work eliminating the innocents. Whilst out partaking in shenanigans, I got chased down by some US Marshals. They're like the army chasing you in GTA. After losing them, I unlocked the Heading South on a White Bronco trophy for doing this while riding on a white horse. And shortly after that, I also got the trophy from earlier when I cleared my 5K bounty. Once finished, I immediately reloaded a save to get my honor back because fuck that slow-ass low-honor horse. I then got to work on the Fighting Around the World trophy. This one was easy. I just ran to each bar across the map and knocked out one person. Except for the last guy. I'm pretty sure I cracked his skull on the glass.
I'm dying.
At this point, the only trophy left in the main campaign is the 100% trophy named Redeemed. I started by getting the last rare guns and capturing the last bounties in Mexico. I also played a game of 5-finger fillet, because that's a requirement for some dumb reason. I then finished the last 2 challenge trees, Sharpshooter and Herbalist, before completing the last of the stranger missions. After that, I only had 0.1% left, a single bounty to capture. So I headed on down to Armadillo, grabbed the poster right out of the hand of the man nailing it up, ran over and captured the booger. Shortly after turning him in, I got my trophy for 100% in the game.
Hell yeah. Cornball.
My reward for all this BS was a goofy-ass outfit. Man, what the fuck? With the main game done, it's time for Undead Nightmare. This game came out in the 2010s, so you know there's a mandatory zombies DLC. In this one, our family gets turned into zombies, and we gotta go find a cure for this madness. We also get to play as John again. I head on down to Blackwater to find the town is overrun with maggot addicts, but after searching around for a bit, I managed to find someone still alive. They gave me a torch that I used to clear out the local graveyard, and after that I helped secure the rest of the town by removing any remaining zombros. For all my hard work, the locals repay me by bickering amongst themselves and dying. I got a trophy after the cutscene finished and I headed off south to find answers. But before that, I made a quick stop in Tall Trees to complete a trophy-related side mission, where we need to deal with the local populations of Sasquatches. I got the 6 years in the making trophy for ending the first Sasquatch, and depression for murking the last one. Hey, my bad about murking your family, bro. I secured the other 3 towns in New Elizabeth before heading off south to meet an old friend. Seth here has adapted well to the zombies, even befriending them. He directs us to burn the local graveyards in an attempt to maybe slow or stop them. But I'm pretty sure he just wants us gone so he can have some alone time with his bro here. To each their own, I guess. I head off to do what he asks, but I get interrupted by a mythical creature. Hey, yo, this is War, one of the 4 horses of the apocalypse, and we need to find his 3 other brothers for the 100% trophy later. These horses are really good too. They have infinite stamina and can take a beating. Using my new fire horse, I burned on the last remaining graveyards and returned to Seth. He's gone full loony now and is all out of ideas. So I head over to old Snake Oil Man to see if he has a solution. He's working on a cure but needs our help to go get him some fucking flowers. He sends me off on a super long and boring chain of fetch missions, which sucked, but at least it can't get any worse. After mourning the loss of Mr. Dope-Ass Firehorse, I gather the last few flowers and return them to Dickens. He tries to snake oil tomfoolery, but the cure doesn't work. He gives me a blunderbuss as compensation.
What is this, 1850?
And tells me to go fool around in Mexico or something. Completing all of Seth's and Dickens' quests got me a trophy, so I guess it wasn't a complete waste of time. I then catch a ride with the army and heroically flee across the border. Now that I'm in Mexico, I get started on the Spinning Plates trophy. For this one, we just need to ensure every town on the map is safe at the same time. Mexico has a lot of towns, but I eventually secured them all and got the trophy. I also found this legendary horse named Famine while out and about. Hopefully he doesn't randomly fall over too. Before getting back to the story, I decided to complete the rest of the hunting challenges. I ran over undead bears, lighting them on fire for half an hour straight trying to jump through all this game's hoops. But eventually I finished them all, which spawned in a chupacabra somewhere on the map. After searching around for a while, I eventually got one to spawn and unalived that boy easily. Upon its death, I got the Chupa Thingy trophy. And after that, I completed some more main missions for this church mother here, which unlocked another story-related trophy as well. I then rode on over to Escalera and get started on the final story-related mission. Our friend Reyes here, the old rebel leader, is the reason the zombie apocalypse began, as he stole an old artifact of unlimited power or something. Returning it should fix the problem, but the cave is surely a pain to get. Oh, it's right here in our backyard. And it's hella short. I don't know how the entire Mexico army failed to do this.
I'm kind of retarded.
At the end of the cave, I find a Crimson Chin looking ass statue that I returned the artifact to. Doing so magically just stopped all the zombies and cured both my wife and my son. John returns home, he frees his family, and they all live out the rest of their lives in peace. And nah, I'm playing. Crazy guy Seth steals the mask again because he wants some more of that zombussy. But no worries, our boy John here hates Seth so much he's willing to just stop being dead in order to deal with him. A trophy pops as soon as I rise from my grave, and that marks the end of the undead story. That whole end scene was just to unlock endgame free play, which we'll need as we still got 4 final trophies to achieve. Starting with Mad Marston, a trophy tied to completing all challenges. Sharpshooter and Tomahawk were all but complete, so I knocked those out first. The treasure hunter challenges were easy and quick, but finding the last legendary horse Pestilence took hours of roaming the map. Though eventually, I managed to find and wrangle the bucko, unlocking the last challenge of the game. A real difficult one where I gotta spend entire seconds running over 4 zombies.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, every other challenge in this game is more challenging. I then started working on the Mowing Them Down trophy. For this one, all we need to do is simple stuff. And the next achievement is fan service, so you know what that means. Tracking down and taming a goddamn unicorn. You know, with the title fan service, I was hoping for John's nudes, but this unicorn's got me just as hard. And finally, after saving the last lost soul in Mexico, I got the final trophy of Red Dead Redemption. Zed's dead, baby. With that, all Red Dead 1 trophies have been achieved. This grind wasn't too bad, all things considered, and going back to an old childhood classic sure felt nice and nostalgic. I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to like, sub, and comment anything but the Red Dead 2 plat. I'll get to it eventually, I just need to find the time, because that game's playtime is in the triple digits, man.